Hello, I am this week once again coming to you from the future, but sci-fi and fantasy, that's our theme for this week. I don't consider myself to be a very big sci-fi or fantasy nerd, or I don't read a lot of sci-fi and I don't watch a lot of sci-fi, and the same with fantasy. Still, my favourite book is Harry Potter, who's fantasy, and my favourite TV series, they're all sci-fi or fantasy. I do enjoy it, but if I'm looking for a new TV series or a new book to read or whatever, I don't go to the sci-fi or fantasy section. I tried to read a sci-fi book once, like it was proper out in space. This little boy were going on a mission, but then he was leaving his family and his sister behind. I'd just done that when I moved to London and I was missing my sister very much, and this little boy were going to leave his family and his siblings behind for like the rest of his life or whatever, and he had like some super kind of deal where he wouldn't be able to see them for ages. And I couldn't deal with reading that. It was just like after reading just a few pages I was like, no, I'm not reading this book, because why put myself through that, having to go through the emotional thing and where I'm leaving my family, and I didn't feel like doing that. So from my experience, sci-fi isn't really my thing, but then the reason why I didn't like it was like the whole family situation. So I guess it's not the sci-fi bit I didn't like, and I kind of believe that I'm not really that into sci-fi. I've never watched Star Wars. Is there anything else that's like... It wasn't until recently that I saw all of the Lord of the Rings movie. When I was younger and playing with my friend, his little sister would always call and ask me to watch the scary bits with her of Lord of the Rings. And I'll come watch those and then I'll go back and play with my friends. So for the longest time I'd only seen the scary bits of Lord of the Rings, or what she thought was scary, because my parents wouldn't allow me to see it. I think I wasn't exactly 15, I was just below it, like 14 or something. And my friend had them at his house and I was going to see them, but then I asked my mum and she said no, so I'd never watched it. But I did watch the scary bits, which doesn't make any sense. But then I watched them again like a long time later, just like a few months ago only, and I really loved them. So for a week I watched them over and over again, and I really loved them. I still do, but I still believe that I'm not that into sci-fi or fantasy, because in my mind, if you're a nerd, that's if you're into like sci-fi, I guess. But I don't think I am. The only sci-fi that I can think of at the moment that I like is like Doctor Who. I think that's it. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. I will see you all next week. I promise I'll be back in proper Johanna, normal, no future Johanna. I'll be more present than I am today. And endscreen, this is something I haven't done on this channel much before. I've just introduced one on my main channel and I figured I'd just have one here as well. The top link is to my last collabosaur video, which I talked about ducks. It wasn't really that interesting, but yeah. And the bottom one is just a link to Velogciraptor and their channel. We got a sister channel, in case you didn't know. I think you should know, because there's always a link to it in our descriptions, but if you missed that, then we've got 5 other people who are making videos on that channel. Though everyone's kind of busy with school and other stuff, but we're sort of 5 people on each channel. Click that if you want to, and otherwise just have a nice life. Bye!